Hello, and thank you for jumping on our demo today. We are going to talk about how we've been working closely with retail customers and have a good understanding of where Google Apps can really add value to their business. This presentation is two parts, consisting of a short presentation and then a live demo of Google Apps tailored for the retail industry by my friend and colleague, Gori. So let's jump straight on in. The web has changed our world and changed the consumer's world. As consumers, we've embraced the ways in which the web allows us to do more, faster, and with many more people. In fact, it has changed our expectations of how we find things, buy different products, and how we interact with our peers. Let me give you some examples. When we go to google.com and do a web search, we expect to find the right information within milliseconds. Every day, Google handles billions of searches. But that doesn't change our expectations for how fast the information should come to us. Secondly, buying on the web, we order millions of different products, and we expect them to be delivered within the next day, or certainly not same day. This is what our consumers expect of retail companies, and they expect that to be quick, fast, and easy to use. Let's take a look at this new generation. This is a new generation of consumers. They're using things like social media to get product advice from peers, and they're doing it on tools like their smartphone, their tablet, and apps. Well, consumer behavior has changed. It's become global. With our heritage in consumer technology, we are very close to the dynamics shaping consumer behavior. Consumer behavior has indisputably changed in the last 5 to 10 years. One needs only to consider the example of online retailing and the profoundly different ways consumers go about shopping to see this. Firstly, the market to which consumers have access is now truly global. In many product categories, such as electronics, books, and shoes, it is no longer about the large retailers having advantage over the small, but rather those with the most compelling range and price being attractive to consumers, irrespective of where they are in the world or how big they are. We've seen this quite a bit here in Australia. Let's take a look at one of our customers, The Iconic. Here's an example of a small company that has become globally competitive. The Iconic was a small business that we worked with a couple years ago. In 2011, they had 2 employees and were just setting up shop here in Australia. They started their business on Google Apps and now have scaled up to over 200 people in Australia alone. You may see their online ads across all major newspapers and different forms of media. They're doing very well. Well, what's their key business differentiator? They're giving consumers access to global brands. They have over 500 high fashion brands from around the world and all in one place. They're a small business, but they're competing with giant retailers like Meijer and David Jones because consumers want access to those global brands. Well, let's take a different look at how consumer behavior has changed. The second way consumer behavior has changed is it's happening together. Consumers are acting together. They're using things like online product reviews, whether it be clothes, restaurants, or hotels, as major influences to how they make decisions on what to buy. This completely impacts their consumer behavior and buying habits. Another customer of ours is a great example of buying behavior. Let's take a look at Catch of the Day. Catch of the Day began with 5 employees in a tiny 200 square meter warehouse in Victoria. Today, they've grown to over 600 employees and are the only retail website that has higher traffic than them in Australia is Amazon.com. Their business model is that their deals are only available for 24 hours. So they really rely on over 2 million members to spread the word out to their friends via social media, as well as face-to-face. Catch of the Day has never purchased a subscriber list, nor has it advertised their deals beyond their own group. They're just social. Well, let's take a look at time when people weren't as social. The last 30 years of IT. Over the past 30 years, this is what IT has looked like. It was based on an individual productivity, one person using one application to produce one document. This required that they work from a physical office during set working hours, such as 9 to 5, and they had to use a corporate device. But today, we see that a lot of things have changed. To be successful doesn't mean that you have to be physically in the office or having a VPN when you're external. Today, we call it new design principles. The reality is that today, we need team productivity, not individual productivity, to get things done. The days of one person using one application to produce one document are over. We need a team of people to collaborate and contribute on documents, presentations, and easily calendar items in. We now expect to be able to work from any place instead of being forced to go to the office to be productive. I can still respond to my email from anywhere in the world. I can be in the back of a taxi cab in Taiwan or at the beach on a beautiful day like today and still do my job without actually having to go to the office. Anytime means that we don't have to work from 9 to 5 anymore. Today, it's expecting people to answer emails at all hours of the night. With increasing globalization, you're working with people in different time zones. So to be successful, you don't need to go beyond the old 9 to 5. And any device means that with the above design principles, you can work effectively and work on any type of device, from collaboration to document sharing. And you can do it all whether it be a smartphone or a tablet. But how do we get there? Well, let's take a look at the web today, this 100% web-based model. Now, the word cloud has become such a buzzword with things like the public cloud, the private cloud, the hybrid cloud. I mean, there's so many clouds that I'm confused. This whole concept has gotten confusing. Well, let's simplify it. The cloud means having easy access to share and collaborate and access all of your data in a single place. It's all stored over the internet and accessed via a unique username and password. Google's cloud infrastructure is 100% web-based. In a 100% web-based world, you no longer own or manage hardware on-premise or client software. That's what true cloud means. Applications are delivered all over the web, and all you need is a web browser and an internet connection. With Google Apps, we also have offline access. There's no maintenance, no upgrades, no patches, no version control, and above all, you're not having to do a hardware refresh every couple of years to stay to date. Everything is on the web, just like internet banking, so you're always on the latest and greatest version of Google Apps. Well, what does this mean to you in retail? It means you have better team member communications. You have simple places to access video training and updates, easy and simple tools to collaborate on store reporting, and do things like team rostering. Well, let's take a look at what a better web for business looks like to you. So now that we've explored how the consumer web has changed everyone's expectations, how can you take advantage of Google's apps in the cloud? Google Apps is an incredible productivity suite. It includes Gmail, the cornerstone of Google Apps. It comes with a huge 30 gigabyte inbox with simple, easy search functionality that has a search bar at the top that replicates google.com.au. You Google Talk, real-time communication across text, audio, and video built right into your inbox. One of my personal favorite things is calendaring. It makes sharing calendars really easy to do, and you have really easy scheduling. All you have to do is simple overlays where you can see color-coded when a colleague or friend is available and easy to work with. Well, let's take a look at what Drive is. Drive is a simple and easy place to store all of your online content. If you want to collaborate and create a document, a spreadsheet, or slide, you can do that here in Drive. It can be accessible to anyone or just to yourself. It's really up to you. Google Sites is really meant to empower your different employees. Whether it's team member rostering or it's determining when a colleague is available to take your shift if you're not feeling well, this is a simple place to do that. Essentially, it's an internal intranet for each department within your company or all the departments. And Google Vault. Google Vault is a security and compliance solution. This is an add-on fee for the exact same cost as Google Apps, which is $50 a year per user. Google Vault allows you to archive all of your inbound and outbound emails and instant messages for a set period of time or an unlimited period of time. It's really up to you. The beauty of this is it all functions in the background of Google Apps. With this new cloud computing model, one of the most important things that we experience today is the ability to access this data on any type of device. Google Apps users can access their critical information from any mobile device with a web browser, including the Android, iPhone, BlackBerry, and even a Windows Phone. In addition to native apps for Gmail, Drive and Docs are also available for the Android and Apple operating system platforms. Google is investing heavily in optimizing apps for both platforms to give users the best experience no matter what device they choose. Let's take a look at some of our customers. More than 5 million businesses today, representing over 50 million individual users, are currently working in the future with Google Apps. Every single day, we have over 5,000 people that sign up to enjoy a new way of working that allows them to focus on their core business and be more productive. Here's just a small sample of some of the different retail customers we have. Well, let's take a look at actually Google Apps live and jump into a demo with my friend and colleague, Gauri.
Hi, my name's Gauri, and for this session, I'll be taking you through a demonstration of the Google Apps Suite. At Google, we believe that the future of work is on the web. In this demonstration, we'll show you how retailers are already collaborating using Gmail, Calendar, Drive, and more. So let's jump straight in. I'm going to pretend that I'm a store manager working for a retail company called Altostrad. You'll see my corporate logo in the top left-hand corner, and you'll also see that my email address still ends in @altostrad.com, not @Gmail. Sometimes I get flooded with 150 emails a day, and I find it really hard to visually see what's important. The beauty of Google's folders is that they allow me to visualize the relevance of my emails. I've set up a filter so that if my boss, Anna, emails me, it'll automatically get this priority folder attached to it that's bright red. So I can visually see that these emails are important and I need to get to them straight away. If I want to find something fast, I have a google.com search experience from within my inbox. So all I have to do is type in a keyword and I'll get sub-second response time. I don't need to remember who sent me the email or when they sent it to me. I can actually find it really easily. We also archive your emails instantly with Google Vault. This is in case you delete an email, but then 3 years later realize it was actually really important and you need to get it back. You'll be able to still search and find those emails within Google Vault instead of having to look through PST files or other archived records on tapes. Now let's move across to Google Talk. Sometimes I have a quick question and I don't want to send an email and have to wait for someone to reply in 1 to 2 days. With Google Talk built into my inbox on the left-hand side here, I can easily see who's available. They have the green lights next to them and have a chat to them straight away. So I'm going to instant message my colleague Jonathan and ask him what's the status of Project Ruby. John can give me an answer straight away, and I can move on with other work and be more productive. Here at Google, we've also found that we really need face-to-face communication to be productive, especially when people are on the go or in another country. With Google Hangouts, I can video chat with up to 15 people, and I can share a document or present slides with my peers. Hi Jonathan, how's it going?
Hey Gauri, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm really good. Look, I just wanted you to work on Project Ruby with me if you have a couple of minutes just now.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't we jump on in?
Great, thanks. So you can see there that you get instant face-to-face communication with Google Hangouts, and that's built right into Google Apps. So let's move across to Calendar. So clicking on Calendar within my OneDrive right there, it's going to open up a new tab for me. and you'll see my calendar is in the blue. I can also layer my calendar with other people's calendars to see when they're available. As a manager, I need to roster for my team, and generally, the size of a retailer will determine the kind of calendaring solution that you're going to use. I'm going to demonstrate how Google Apps can be used as a simple rostering tool, and Google Calendar will provide your staff members with their own calendar. More importantly, they can access it straight from their personal mobile devices as well. So what I'm going to do is overlay my calendar with Charles's calendar and Karen's calendar right here. Now I can quickly see that Charles and Karen are taking on both the morning and afternoon shifts, but no one's actually been allocated for the afternoon shift today. So I'm going to create a new event, call it afternoon shift. And I'm going to put that on Karen's calendar because I can see that she's available at that time. And there we go. It's instantly been added to Karen's calendar, which is in the green. So this allows me to build up a roster of who's working at what time. And by layering people's calendars on top of each other, I can quickly see when someone's available and when they're not available, like Charlie, who's really, really busy. Now I'm going to move to Google Drive and take a look at collaboration. So clicking on Drive in my one bar at the top, this is where I can store a lot of different documents for my retail business. Again, no matter which retail customer we speak to, collaboration between head office and store managers is quite a manual process. It often involves sending large documents and spreadsheets back and forth, communicating store figures via email, phone, and merging data back to the head office with spreadsheets. So I'm going to demonstrate how Google Apps can be used to automate a lot of these processes and provide transparency around in-store activities. So I'm going to search for a spreadsheet that has the word inventory in it. Again, I have a google.com search experience within Google Drive. So clicking on that document, it opens up this spreadsheet here. So within the spreadsheet, I can see that my colleague Jonathan is already editing it. So I can see that he's viewing the document and his cursor there is highlighted in the pink. Collaboration is critical to every business's success. So I can see exactly what Jonathan is doing, and I can update the figures from my end as well. I can ask him a question with the inbuilt instant messaging. Can you check the numbers for sporting goods? So we don't have to go back and forth between email or any other program. We can have our conversations from directly within this document. Now again, I can see that Jonathan is editing this document, and I can edit the document at the same time without having to send different versions of the spreadsheet backwards and forwards, which ends up making this process much more cumbersome. The next question that we often get asked is, if so many people can edit this spreadsheet at the same time, then how do you ensure that version management is still maintained? So that's really easy. If you simply go to File, See Revision History, you'll be able to see every version of the document that was ever created. Notice that we didn't actually click File Save at any point in time. That's because the document is saved every time someone makes a keystroke. So what I'm going to do is look at the way the document looked like before Jonathan and I made some changes to it today. It's previewing for me what that document looked like on the left-hand side. I'm clicking Restore this revision. It'll take us back to the way it was before. And there you can see the colors changed back to blue. It was green the last time we saw it, and the numbers have also reverted back to the old revisions. So let's move on to a word processing document. At AltoStrat, we can quickly put together a new project or launch a new product and get the team to collaborate on it. With this project, it's called Project Ruby. At AltoStrat, we'll be launching a new line of products which are actually outdoor sports equipment. So you can see in this Word document, Jonathan is again also viewing the document with me. And I'll be able to see when Jonathan starts typing in the document in real time. You can see that we can also add things like tables and images. There we go, Jonathan's typing just there. And I'm going to add an appendix to this document as well. So we can have multiple people actually editing the spreadsheet in real time without having to wait for each other to make changes. Again, we can also comment on the document like this as well. So we just go Insert Comment. Can we check this date? And all of the comments and revision history are again maintained with each document type. We can also export the document as a docx file or a PDF if it needs to be in any other file format. So lastly, let's take a look at the presentation. So here's the presentation that goes along with our Project Ruby launch. It's going to be a marketing project. And we need to have a professional looking presentation to present to our board to make sure that we get the right approval for this project. So you can see that this presentation, it actually includes a lot of different multimedia. I can insert images, video, word art, lots of different things, everything that I need to make sure that it's a professional looking presentation. With slide presence, I can also see when another person is editing that spreadsheet at the same time. So I can see that Jonathan is on the second slide, and I can literally see the changes that he's making within that slide as well. So we wouldn't have to say, you work on the first 5 slides, I'll work on the last 5 slides, and we'll slam it all together at the end. We can work on it together and collaborate on it. So this concludes the demonstration. Just to review what we've shown you, Google Apps is an integrated suite of applications delivered to you via the web. It includes email, instant message, video chat, calendar, Drive, and much more. If you have any further questions or would like to see a more in-depth demo, please reach out to your Google rep. Thank you.